Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wa atammit taslimu ala nabiyyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa tabi'ina lahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin. Honorable Professor Dr. Razli Ramli and Dr. Rafida and distinguished speakers, online guest, and our students, dear brothers and sisters. This is an honor for us to welcome you all to our weekly English lecture entitled Global Islamic Finance Talent, the Importance of Open Distance Learning, ODL. So today we are very much happy to have two speakers, prominent speakers. One is Dr. Razli Ramli, who is, okay, let me introduce Dr. Razli, who brings with him over 30 years of experience in banking and finance, with 25 years in Islamic finance, and his proficiency lies in the transformation of traditional banking and financial operations into Sharia compliant operations. He is one of the council members of National Saving Bank Sharia Committee and sits as an independent and non-executive director of Board of Wasatiyah Family Finance in Malaysian company. And he is also currently a senior lecturer at Azman Hashim International Business School, University of Technology, Malaysia, and an adjunct fellow of IIBF, International Islamic University, Malaysia. Dr. Razli was the director of Sharia and Business Advisory Department of Islamic Banking and Finance Institute, Malaysia, and responsible to advise more than 130 Islamic funds by local and international asset management companies, finance accreditation agency, and an international and independent quality assurance and accreditation body for the financial services industry has appointed him as the FAA panel member since 2014. Dr. Razli is also a regular speaker for Financial Sector Talent Enrichment Program initiated by Asian Institute of Chartered Bankers under the Central Bank of Malaysia. And he is also co-authored Practical Islamic Finance books and journals. One of the appointed columnists as well in the dagannews.com, the latest business news portal focusing on business activities, corporate stocks, commodities, and entrepreneurs. He is a proficient trainer in operational aspect of banking and finance, where he has been invited to share his practical experience in many countries. And Dr. Razli is the member of Malaysian Institute of Management, obtained his Bachelor of Economics from the Flinders University of South Australia in 1990, and his Doctor of Philosophy in Management from the Northern University of Malaysia. So, my dear brothers and sisters, as you know, our Nadal Iqtisad Islami is very much professional and also becoming a global hub for Islamic banking and finance. And we are trying to host international figures, experts, and speakers who are expert in the Islamic banking and finance. And also we are trying to organize some training and workshops on the specific topics. So today on this topic, Global Islamic Finance Talent and the Importance of Open Distance Learning, first of all, we'll listen to Dr. Razli Ramli, inshallah. Then we will have another prominent speaker, an expert, Dr. Rafida Usman, who is a senior lecturer at Azman Hashim International Business School, Malaysia, in University of Technology, with a specialization in finance, banking, investment, and global business strategy. Dr. Rafida is also head of MBA and MBA ODL program since 2019. She is granted her PhD in finance and master's in business administration, majoring in applied finance administration from University of Technology, Mara. And she has a long service history in banking industry, ranging from Bank Simpanan Nasional and also Citibank, Berhad, and joining as an academia since 2009, starting with University Tenaga Nasional, Infrastructure University of Kuala Lumpur, and she is now in UTM. So this is our honor to have Dr. Rafid Osman, who also spoke in many international and national seminars, conferences, and also conducted trainings and workshops. And currently, she is also holding many administrative and teaching positions. So we are very much happy to welcome Dr. Rafid Osman as well. So first of all, let me welcome Dr. Razli Ramli to conduct the session. So most welcome, Doctor.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. My beloved Dr. Muhammad, Assalamualaikum. How are you, brother? I can see you are very healthy. Okay. And also for all the participants today, thank you very much for inviting me one more time to this very important webinar. I think whatever that has been done by Dr. Muhammad is a very noble initiative, of which the dissemination of Islamic finance or ilmu, the knowledge, should be done throughout the world. Okay, so I applaud that initiative by Dr. Muhammad. Okay, I think this one should be continued. Continue. Sure. All right. First of all, later I think Dr. Rafida will share the slide together. I think later. Okay, but can Dr. Rafida share the slide first?
Yes, Prof. Yes.
Or Dr. Muhammad, you are going to put slide.
As you wish, Prof. No problem. As okay. You wish.
I think
because if you like to explain things, so it's better also if you share the slide. So it's up to you. Prof.
Okay. I think I want to share the slide, and then who? Okay, this is the slide. Can you? No, I cannot see it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rafida. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to go through a very important topic, which is the global Islamic finance talent. That's one part, and another part is that the importance of open distance learning, which is ODL, which is one of the tools to disseminate the knowledge throughout the world, for example, among the students and so on. So. Actually, I'm going to talk on the global Islamic finance talent. And after that, Dr. Muhammad will invite Dr. Rafida, who is the expert on the ODL, to explain a bit on the ODL. Perhaps that the knowledge on the ODL can be shared among the students or even the lecturers in Kuwait universities. Perhaps that later we can see how it can benefit both university. Okay, let's start with the global Islamic finance talent. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that at the moment, to start with, there are at November 2022, there are 8 billion people living in this world. 8 billion people live in this world. Out of that 8 billion, 25% of the population are Muslim. This is the fact. This is the data that I think everybody should have. 25% of the 8 billion population in the world are Muslim. unfortunately, you know, 20 out of that 25% Muslim, only 8% of them know about Islamic finance, meaning that Islamic finance knowledge is still small, still do not capture to all our people around the world, for the Muslim particularly. The message that I'm going to let you know is that the potential of Islamic banking product and services are very, very big. There are still many people do not know about Islamic banking products. Therefore, the talent, the people who want to work with the bank is still needed by many banks around the world. Okay, that's the point that I'm going to let you know. Now, in banking, these are some of the challenges that happen in the bank throughout the world, not only in Malaysia, not only in Kuwait, but also around the world. There are many issues, many critical issues need to be for us to deal with in order for us to go ahead and promote Islamic banking product. All right? The issues are like system issues. If you want to launch the Islamic banking product, for example, you need to have a good system. And in order to go for the system, that you need the system that can cater for the Islamic Sharia requirement, for example. We have the regulatory issues, because at the moment, if you can see in the world, there are many regulations. If you come to Kuwait, it's different. Come to Malaysia, it's different. You go to China, it's different. You go to France, you go to UK, it's different type of regulation. So these are some of the regulations that need to be dealt with. We need to deal with in order to implement Islamic banking system in that particular country. Meaning that under Sharia, we need to respect the law of the land. So meaning that we need to understand, we have that regulatory issues. We also have governance issues. People sometimes, they have to do things inside the governance, but sometimes people forget to follow the governance. If they follow the governance, they are compliant. If they do not follow the governance, then they are not compliant. Right? Staff competency. Staff who work in the bank sometimes do not know about the product, for example. That's another issue, another challenges that have to be dealt with many of the banks throughout the world. Public awareness issues, not only for the staff of the bank, but the public in that particular country also sometimes we need to deal with. Okay, one of the big mistake, I'm telling you now, one of the big mistake in Malaysia is actually, we are innovate many product, Islamic banking product. We are going very fast. The growth of Islamic finance very fast in Malaysia, but we forget one thing. We forgot one thing. We forgot to educate the public. Because we do not properly educate the public do not understand what Islamic finance is all about. What is Islamic banking? What is murabahah? What is musyarakah? What is istisna? Mudarabah, for example. Then they confuse. So public awareness, very important as well. We have the liquidity issues. In Malaysia, for example, we have conventional fund, we have Islamic fund. So how we are going to make sure that the balance between these two funds can, and also we have the product and services issues. People keep talking about Islamic banking product is the same with conventional product. So we need to settle the issue. We need to confirm the issue. And last one, we also have the issues of Sharia issues. So these are some of the challenges that I want to explain to all of you so that you can understand well about the challenges. This is only parts of the challenges that happen. Maybe these challenges in Malaysia, but in Kuwait, maybe you have another challenge, for example. So, these are things that we can learn between each other. All right. Now, can we go for the next slide? Next slide, please. Okay, in order for us to have the global Islamic finance talent, we need to see what are the competency needed by the staff of the bank. All right, by the staff of the bank. You can see under Islamic financial system, we have 4 components. You can see from the left, we have banking, we have takaful. Takaful is Islamic insurance. We have Islamic capital market, and we have wealth management. These are the components of the Islamic financial industry. Now we are focusing only on the banking, okay, on the banking per se, okay. Now, if we want to have a very competent staff in banking, in Islamic banking, for example, the research done by Malaysian industry and academic found out that there are 5 competencies needed for the bank staff in order for them to execute their responsibility in the bank. Okay, and these are the 5 competency needed for all of the banking staff in Malaysia. All right, and this one is agreeable, be it whether you are working in conventional banking or you are working in Islamic banking. All of you need to have all these 5 competencies. In Malaysia, we have around 130,000 bankers, staff that work in the bank. We have 130,000. And out of that 130,000, 30,000 are working in Islamic banking. Meaning that full-fledged Islamic banking, only 30,000. The 100,000 working with conventional banks. But if the staff working in conventional bank, they still need to know about Islamic banking knowledge, because sometimes they also need to sell Islamic banking products. Therefore, the staff need to have all these required competency as well. So what are the required competencies? Number 1, basic Sharia. If you come to Malaysia, you ask any of the bank staff in Malaysia, what is the meaning of Sharia? They will answer straight to you. Sharia is Islamic law. They need to know that. Sharia is Islamic law. And what is mu'amalat? Mu'amalat is basically Islamic commercial transaction. And how, for example, the decision in financial institutions done. If there is any issue, Sharia issue, for example, then they should know that the process of coming out with the decision, that's what they call it as ijtihad. You know, ijtihad. Ijtihad is basically the process of rule making in banking, for example. They also need to know about that. They also need to know about the maqasid of Sharia, objective of Sharia. They also need to know about the about some of the sources of Sharia, because Islamic banking is banking activities done in accordance to Sharia, and that Sharia, Islamic law, is basically based on the primary source, Al-Quran, Sunnah, Ijma, and Qiyas. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, Islamic banking is the initiative for us to bring back the religion into the banking. Nowadays, we are living with the banking system, which is away from the religion, but now we put back a religion in the banking. That is what Islamic banking is all about now. So basic Sharia is the first required competency needed. Number two, then you should be able, the staff of the bank, the competencies, that you need to be able to apply the Sharia into the banking operation. Under the application Sharia, that is where we need to know the differences between conventional and Islamic. Conventional bank, the contract, the product, contract, loan, lender and borrower. When it comes to Islamic, it's totally different. Nothing to do with loan. We are doing what? Sale contract. We are doing partnership contract. We are doing leasing contract. So we need to learn what are the contracts available in the bank. Mudharabah, musyarakah for the participating contract, for the partnership contract. We have the murabahah, we have istisna, we have salam, and many more sales contract that we have. We also have some wakalah, kafalah, and many more. These are some of the contracts, the commercial contracts that needed to be known to the bank staff. Whenever they work in the bank, each of the banking product, they have the contract and they need to understand what contract is all about. That is the application of Sharia in banking. The third one, ladies and gentlemen, the ethics. Every staff of the bank must understand the ethics. You are selling Islamic banking product, meaning that the way how you sell, how you market the product must be in accordance to what? To the guidelines, to the ethics that has been ruled out by Quran and Sunnah as well. In the world, we have Islamic Financial Services Board, IFSB number 9 or number 10, I remember. The business conduct of Islamic financial institution must be followed. We have our fee. The business conduct, how the standard our fee has set up the standard, the business conduct. We need to follow that. So the ethics is very important. Also in banking, all the banking staff need to have the good ethics. All right, good ethics. Not only external but internally. They should know that Allah is always look upon them. Don't take any rasuah, any bribes, for example, corruption, things like that, money, under table money. Okay, even though nobody else see, but Allah sees, things like that. Okay, the next one, the legal aspect and governance. People always ask me, which country is good, which Islamic banking, which country that doing Islamic banking is the best in the world? That is the question asked. Which country doing the best in Islamic banking? My answer is very simple. Islamic banking is the best in Malaysia, if it happened in Malaysia. If you go to Kuwait, Islamic banking in Kuwait is the best for the people of Kuwait. If you go to any of the other countries, UAE, for example, that is the best Islamic banking Islamic banking operation in UAE. Because see, the operation of the banking system must be suited to the law of the land. That's one thing. Must be very very accommodative to the requirement of the people living in that particular country. If you go, for example, in the Middle East, for example, the banking model is more on towards the investment model. It's an investment bank model. If you go to Malaysia, to any of the Asian countries, the model is not the investment yet. They are focusing on the retail banking, consumer banking. So sometimes the Sharia Advisory Council and that particular area will make sure that they are doing the best for that particular legal system that they have. For example, in Kuwait, you have the Central Bank of Kuwait law. So where is the rules for Islamic banking there? Section 10, from the Article 86 to 100 in your CBK law, talking about the framework of Islamic banking, talking about how to establish subsidiary Islamic banking, talking about the procedure, how to register Islamic banking and foreign Islamic banking branches, and also minimum paid up capital, and also Sharia supervisory in Islamic banking. This is your law that you have to follow. If you take that section 10, Article 86, it cannot work in Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have our own Central Bank Act. We have our own Islamic Financial Services Act, 2013. So we have to follow that rule. And if you are in Kuwait, you have to follow that your CBK law. Law number 30, for example, talking about how you are going to convert conventional bank to Islamic. That is your law. In order for you to convert conventional bank to Islamic, you have to follow your law number 30. In your law as well, in the CBK law as well, talking about you are following the international standard. Same like Malaysia. We are using the IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standard. Right? You are doing the same. In Malaysia, also doing the same. We are also follow the IAS, International Accounting Standard. Okay, so these are some of the legal aspect and governance that we need to know for the staff of the bank. And lastly, the competency needed is that the Islamic financial system, meaning that people need to know that Islamic financial system is not only banking. It is also involved the takaful, Islamic insurance. It also involves the capital market. Capital market, what is that? We're talking about sukuk. We're talking about unit trust, mutual fund, for example, REITs. These are the area, capital market, derivative product, for example. These are the capital market side. And also the wealth management. Wealth management, talking about zakat, faraid, sadaqah, and so on. So these are some of the important notes that I need to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to have the basic, the fundamental knowledge of Islamic finance, please equip yourself with these 5 competencies. Basic Sharia, application Sharia, ethics, legal aspect and governance, and last but not least is the Islamic financial system. All right, next slide, Dr. Rafida. I want to end. So therefore, in order for us in Malaysia, for us to ensure that the knowledge of Islamic finance can be disseminated to many of the people around in Malaysia and also abroad, so Azman Hashim International Business School has created what they call it as open distance learning, ODL. Basically, this ODL is one of the enabler in ensuring all talents will be successfully achieve these 5 competency. So I will pass the stage now to Dr. Rafida to explain what is ODL. I hope that you can listen to this very important message about the ODL. Maybe perhaps later, we can talk after this webinar, how, for example, the Kuwait University and also for UTM, University Technology Malaysia, can work together and see how ODL can work between these 2 universities. All right, Dr. Muhammad, I will pass this one to
Yes,
Dr.
Doctor.
Rafida.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Dr. Rafida, it's yours now.
Yeah. Please, Dr. Rafida Osman, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad. And it is afternoon in Malaysia, and it's also like in the afternoon in Kuwait. So Alhamdulillah, for having me here to share the learning experience on open distance learning. All right, so let me just discuss a little bit about the importance of the open distance learning. As mentioned by Dr. Haji Razli, my colleague, we have like 8 billion population as at 15th of November, the latest one, yeah? And for Muslim population, we have 1.97 billion, right? 8 billions and 1.97 billion, meaning that we have 25% of the world population are Muslims, right? And we have 26 Islamic countries, and we only have 502 Islamic bank, and we have in the world, we have 1,700 mutual funds. So in that matter, we know that we need more on these Islamic financial institutions, because we wanted to equip all Muslims towards the Sharia compliance of finance transaction. Okay, so Haji Razli also have mentioned about the issue of liquidity. And before that, he also mentioned about 25% of the population, of the Muslim population, like 1.97 billion, 25% of them still unaware of the or have very minimal knowledge about Islamic finance. So this is a bit quite pity for us as a Muslim. So we can see that the potential is there. You are the potential, our potential to become the experts, or you're the talents that will be molded to equip into this organization. All right. And towards the issue of liquidity, we have the issue of liquidity of the Islamic finance system in a way that we know we need to fill this gap. We need to fill this gap on the product and services of Islamic finance. What we have, the fintech, we have those all those services, like all the products, Islamic product, where we are still lacking of it. What we have is that we make those product Sharia compliance. However, there are much more opportunity for us as a Muslim to create a new product which is purely or which is really signify the identity. Okay, so in Sharia issues like banking, mutual fund, you know that all this money were invested for our future need, for our retirement. And we know that all Muslims need to purify all this wealth in order for you to live happily thereafter, right? Okay, so with that, okay, we wanted to equip all this talent with Islamic finance knowledge. Okay, so what is distance learning is all about? Okay, so we know that the distance, it is about Malaysia, Kuwait. It's about Malaysia, Kuwait, how many thousand of hello?
Okay,
Yes,
okay. I think
doctor.
we
I
can
think
hear you now.
you were like disconnected, I guess.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay,
Now,
right.
now okay already.
Yeah, now okay, right?
Yeah,
Mm,
can you
yes,
please?
Okay, okay, so this is it, right? You can see my slide?
yes, doctor. Yeah.
Okay, so right. In a way that lectures and learning material are sent over the internet, meaning that, right, you can access it 24/7 on your own time, at your own pace, right? So although that we have those classrooms, but those virtual classrooms can be anywhere. It can be in your lobby, it can be in your dining table, it can be in a coffee shop, it's everywhere, anytime. And all lectures are recorded. So therefore, it's convenient for you to learn. All right, so let me share again. Open distance learning. It is less expensive to support. meaning that despite the fees, right, you don't have to travel. A distance learning not limited to geography, meaning that you can be anywhere scattered around the world. We have like 8 billion population, right? 8 billion population, and we have like over thousands of, over continental, and in Islamic country, 26 Islamic country, it can be anywhere. Yeah, all right. So you don't have to be in the faculty. So the limited computer or internet access may struggle because you may need to log in into your internet because all materials are online, and need extra help in motivation and organization, meaning that you have to have your own motivation. And with support of the university, I believe this make it easier. Okay, and this open distance learning also, we categorize as two main categories: synchronized or synchronous, asynchronous teaching. Okay, synchronous meaning that it's a real time, it's face to face, but it is on a real time. So we have like classroom, we have virtual classroom, we meet, we interact in a real time, right? So meaning that there will be interaction between the student and the lecturer as well as his classmate. That could be an activity. That could be an activity towards the time that we meet virtually. So I remember when we have conducted our MBA ODL, we have a few students from Saudi. We have a few students from Middle East. Okay, so we try to cater on their own time. And that is happened at one time. The student, because we have a different like 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours time between Saudi and Malaysia. So the time when we conducted the class, it could be in the morning for a person who is in Middle East, right? But we try to accommodate it in order for them to be able to join us, to be able to join the activity. Yeah, so we have those schedules. The meeting is very limited. We have 2 hours meeting. And on that time, we conducted like a very interactive session where students ask a lot of questions. Because why? Because they have read all the materials that we have in the ODL platform, right? Which we have uploaded before the class. So it will conduct a better session, better interactive between students. So therefore, we have a very fruitful meeting. Fruitful meeting, meaning that it serves the purpose of the meeting, right? So in a way, frustrate some learner who crave a freedom of synchronous classroom. But also, there are learners or students who does not appreciate the synchronous, but appreciate more, or we call it prefer more asynchronous a category or a type of teaching. Okay, so let's see what is asynchronous. So asynchronous have more freedom. In more freedom, meaning that you have your own time, you have your own space, you have your you can do it everywhere. Okay, but in a way that there is no interaction between lecturers, students, and members of peer or among the student. But we may also facilitate this, right, by having the activity like forum, online forum. We have like this discussion, online discussion, and they will participate in this activity. So the interaction between the student can be done online, and it can be done not during the real time. Okay, so meaning that not in the real time, you can access into the forum anytime. You can access it in the morning, while other will assess it in the afternoon. And if we have all the information in the chat room, or we have in the forum room, right? So we can synchronize all this, and we call it like summarizing all the points from the student. We can do that as well. Okay, so in a way that student can access course content beyond the scheduled meeting, meaning that we have it online, you can have it anytime, despite of your busy schedule, right? Meetings, working, family, and whatnot. So meaning that here, we can think of a housewife, a student who are unable to travel. I mean, a person who are remotely situated, I mean, in the countries, right? Will be able to learn, to get all this information. So this is very important. Right? And both faculty and student benefit from the flexibility, meaning that the lecturer have their own time to prepare on the content, and the student also have a time to assess on the content. So meaning that now you have a sum of flexibility. However, with respect to these advantages of asynchronous and synchronous methods of teaching, so we combine this both in ODL. How we combine it? We have like a synchronous or a real-time meeting, and also we have all those content in our ODL platform for you to study on your own. You call it a self-learning. Self-instructional material will be provided to you in a way that you'll be able to study by yourself. At the end of the day, you will do your final exam. Okay, so in our concept of ODL, we don't have a final exam. What we have a project, right? So meaning that you can start your project anytime during the semester, and you can forward it or submit it upon the deadline. Very convenient, right? Okay. At this level, we wanted to know the quality of the ODL, right? The quality of the ODL, meaning that, oh, some said that ODL, we have a lower quality with respect to the conventional MBA. Please do not assume that, because in our ODL, we have a level, or we have a same level of quality that we have in our conventional MBA. So that is very important. Why? Because you will get the MBA certificate as well as the conventional MBA certificate, which you are at par. You will get the same education, you will get the same level of education, the material, the same assessment. This is the level or the quality of the MBA ODL that we are offering, right? And looking forward, how we combine the two worlds, synchronous learning experience, a virtual live interaction with a recording session, meaning that if you are not be able to join the class, we will give you a recording. So all sessions are recorded, meaning that you can access it anytime at your own pace. It is in the ODL system, and you can watch it multiple times over and over again until you understand what is the subject matter. Okay, to interact around the content, and also, right, to do some assessment. Okay, however, we also get nullity on participation, because all material provided to you will be recorded. How many times you watch those video? When did you record it? Or when did you access the information? And we also have protection for accessibility. So meaning that you will, if you are not really good in English, what you can do is that you can see it multiple times, and you can have a caption for the accessibility. We also have quizzes. All these tests will be essential, because at the moment we give you a lecture, you are scattered everywhere. You might be doing something else. You might not be able to join the class, right? But how we are going to assess you, whether you really get what is the subject matter, you understand the topic. So we add a few tests on it. Okay, so this test will allow us to assess your knowledge. What is your acceptance? And all this will be in the LMS, Learning Management System, which is now is available, right? Available, and every university have done it. And I believe Kuwait University also, you have this, right? Right, Dr. Muhammad? Okay, so type of distance learning, we have video conferencing. We have video conferencing, meaning that we have those session like this session, Zoom meeting, we have WebEx meeting, and all video conferencing will be recorded. The second type of distance learning will be hybrid distance education, where you will have some student in the classroom and you will have like a few remote or virtual in the virtual classroom. It could be the virtual classroom. The lecturer will be in the what do you call it as a remotely, or the student can be remotely. So there are a few versions of hybrid distance education, but we prefer to have this all online conferencing. So the third one is that open schedule online, meaning that it's just like it's have a freedom. It is asynchronous, meaning that it's totally on your own. Will be given a date for submission, and you will abide on the due date, and you will submit your work online. Okay, and the fourth one is that we fix the time online. So what we do is that we combine this fixed time online and also open schedule online courses. So we combine this both, so at least they give some flexibility. So remember just now, we have like some student keen on having it synchronous and some keen to have it a synchronous method of teaching, right? And let's see what we have, the importance of ODL and the global Islamic financial talent. So this is a self-exploration. It's open up for you to have a self-exploration, inspire yourself to be the Islamic finance talent. You know, you might be one of the 1.97 billion of the Muslim population who are being the expert in Islamic finance. Just like we have Haji Razli. So Haji Razli will retire someday. So who is going to come next? Right, Haji? So you are the one, right? You will come over and replace us in future. So flexibility to choose is a flexibility for you to choose the time and the place. The time and the place for you to study, to be one of the talent. Okay, adaptability and freedom. This will be your freedom and how you're going to adapt your learning. Okay, for instance, you are in Kuwait. Kuwait Finance House have all these sessions, and we can fit in some information on Islamic finance, right? So this is what Kuwait University is doing. But in another round, you may have like a different program with respect to your program in Kuwait by registration or register into our program, so that you have MBA, MBA Islamic finance with us. Okay, so and it is easy access because it is online, and you don't have to leave your job. This is most important thing, because with this kind of economy, we can't afford to leave our job. And so much of the student has to leave education because they have to earn their living. But with ODL, you don't have to do that. Okay, you can earn your living, you can stay with your family, you can stay with your kids without leaving your organization, without leaving your family. Okay, money and time saving. Yes, our fees is quite cheap compared to the currencies that are going up now, and you don't have the cost for traveling. Okay, and furthermore, all material are provided. So if you want more, then only you purchase the book. You purchase the book, but then everything will be provided. So virtual trip, meaning that you may have like a virtual trip in so many universities, and with respect to the UTM, you may have like facilities to go towards our library, without just a click away. And you can also have a communication with other educational institutions. So meaning that we have also sharing session with other institutions during our program. So meaning that here we can share. We can share the ideas. We can share the knowledge from other experts in the world. Okay, and furthermore, right? Furthermore, we have these are all the things that I've mentioned just now, and no traveling, communicate with expert in Islamic finance. All right, so this is us, right? So this is our MBA. Okay, so when we are talking about MBA, we're talking about MBA and MBA ODL, right? So we have two campuses, one in Kuala Lumpur and another in Johor. But when you are registering to our program, you are everywhere. The campus is virtual, right? So the minimum duration for the program is 2 years. Minimum is 2 years and maximum is 4 years. Meaning that you have like minimum of 4 semesters and maximum of 8 semesters with 46 credit. 46 credit. Okay, how this may help you in achieving the goal to become the Islamic finance talent. Okay, let's have a program structure. The program structure is a program 9 courses. We have 1 university general elective. So this is a compulsory. This is compulsory for you to take. This is a compulsory for you to take. So, okay, compulsory for you to take. This is the university subject. And where does this Islamic finance subject? They are here in 1 elective and 2 compulsory elective, because we offer Islamic finance concentration. Okay, these are 9 program core. Okay, meaning that there are 9 courses that you have to take before you go for the Islamic finance concentration. Okay, so the first one will be accounting, all these economic, marketing, LTO, new venture, business research, and strategic financial management. So if taking this subject, I'm going to meet you here. And after that, we have, sorry. Okay, and this will be on the university general elective, which is when you take this program, Haji Razli will be here. And this will be our final project where we embed on action research project, and let's see the compulsory elective. So this is on general MBA. Let's see what we have in the store for Islamic finance. Right, so we have strategic management, we have techno entrepreneur, we have also healthcare management, we also have Islamic finance. Okay, so let's focus on this, right? So if you take those, right, this is the compulsory subject. You have to take all these 2. Notice that this is a fiqh muamalat in banking and finance. You'll be the expert in this. And you have to choose either one of these subjects. Okay, so all the subject will be taught by Haji Razli, Dr. Haji Razli. Okay, so what we have a sukuk, we have fund management, you have fintech and Islamic finance, Islamic marketing, risk management, Islamic derivative, and takaful and retakaful. Okay, for instance, you don't want all those subjects on the conventional part. So we may switch you into an executive program where we'll give you the certificate as an executive program, meaning that you will choose any of the subject in order for you to pile up or to attach with your other qualification, meaning that you have taken all the subject and you have taken it officially from our university. You can do that as well, right? So that will be another methods of what I call it as arrangement we can do. Yeah, so it is a bit flexible here, although you want to go for MBA program or you want to go for executive program, we know that it can be done. Right? It can be done because the purpose here, Haji Razli purpose, why he left the industry, why I left industry, because I wanted to equip everyone to become an expert in Islamic finance. You'll be the talent. You'll be the talent, the future of our Islamic finance. All the gurus will be die, one day. So I mean, like we are getting older, we're getting less effective in future, but we're gonna be there, right? So we are talking about the law just now. We are talking about the corporation. We're talking about the governance, right? So it all starts here. It all starts here. Okay. So bear in mind, when you take all this program, you are already part of the MBA program. So meaning that in future, if you wanted to pursue the MBA program, you can take this as a PAL A or a PAL C. All right. So a PAL A is for admission and a PAL C is for the credit transfer. Okay. Let's see why. Okay, the opportunity we have. Okay, so we have a strategy management, all that. Okay, let me go for. We have also agile, digital, innovative. Just go through with this because my focus is always in Islamic finance and the duration of the package, right? Okay, this is the six pack of continuous. Why? Why you have to remain in the education? Because we know that Prophet Muhammad said that get the knowledge, right? Get the knowledge, although are you going to China, right? That will be part of the, the hadith, right? Okay, so it is because to remain relevant, because to remain relevant in industry. We know that the industry of Islamic finance are continuous going on, improving. When we talk about fintech, we have Islamic fintech. We have product and services that need improvement. So if you don't have all this knowledge, you will be left behind. Okay, you'll be left behind. And other people who are having all this knowledge, we go forwards, bold themselves, right? Become the expert. Okay, so you also have to do all this continuously because you have to prepare for the unexpected. Okay, we know that Middle East country, they are very rich country because of the oil, but you know that oil is, the productions of oil, the stocks of oil is getting depleted, right? So we need to have a support, backup support towards the whatever income or whatever a career that you wanted to go to pursue in later on, right? So this is a preparation. So it's also boosted your profile. Boost your profile in a way that when you have this knowledge, you can go on to the second level. Going on the second level, meaning that you adding a new skill in your CV. I'm talking about CV. I know that you guys will update your CV once you graduated or once you completed your whatever courses you were. All right. So this is the time for you to upgrade your profile. Some people will post it in Facebook, or some people will have it in the media social, but that is improving or boost your profile. It's important because you have to be noticed. Okay, if you are not being noticed, so people won't take you. As an expert, you have to be noticed in order for you to be in the industry and to help all these Muslims. Yeah, so this is very important. The fourth one is that to lead your confidence. Your confidence is speaking about Islamic finance. Your confidence in giving advices, like like Dr. Haji Razli is so confident to give opinion in Islamic finance. Why? Because he has knowledge, right? So lifelong learning have developed your leadership skill. Not only a leadership skill, but it also helps you, right, to help others. Okay, talking about that, new ideas. You have so much knowledge, you can expand those knowledge. You can build new ideas, right? For instance, you want to build new fintech, right? So you have to have an idea on IT. You said, okay, so this will be the what do you call it as the lacking or the gaps that you need to fill, right? So with all those information or knowledge you have during your continuous learning, you may spark this new idea. And it's also to change the perspective. We know that before this, people or Muslim, in fact, Muslim, they are not aware of this Islamic finance. Okay, in a way that, do they really not aware or the lack of information? The later one is the answer. Later one, meaning that the lack of information, lack of knowledge. They don't have this knowledge. They know that riba is haram. But how are we going to go about it? We have no option. We have no option in way that we didn't have those experts. So with this continuous learning, you will change the perspective of you and also people around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, even your community. This is very important because we are going towards a jihad towards this Islam. We are going towards a jihad towards the haram, towards the riba. So that will be a new perspective that you will have. Okay, so I believe that I have like 5 minutes to go. So let's have the last slide. Okay, and okay, so why you may choose us? You may choose us because we have an FLA admission, right? Meaning that you can join our program if when you have a working experience, like 5 years working experience, you may join our program. 5 years working experience with a certain minimum qualification, you may join our program. Okay, because we are also being accredited. We are being NQA accredited, and MBA ODL, we have graduated like 40 students just last convocation. We also have our program like a DBA, Doctor in Business Administration, and our PhD program as well. So why again we have Dr. Haji Razli in-house, right, to do the lecture. We have so much of the industry experience as well as qualified academic in the house. Okay, we will share our knowledge. We will share whatever it is with the student. If it is not sufficient, we invite expert. Why? We have a connection in IAP for industry expert. IFP is Industry Advisory Panel. Okay, we can invite them anytime. We can invite them anytime to the speech to give a new perspective of learning, to facilitate you with what is happening in the industry. Eh? And I also blend with industry. Because we have the AARC, where we have this final project of the student, where this being evaluated by the industry panel. So meaning that it's not only academician who is going to evaluate your project, it's also people from industry who are really in the industry and really understand what is happening in the industry. Then we evaluate you and give feedback. And last but not least, we have the high employability, which is we managed to get 98% of our students being employed after graduated from our program. So I think that will be the last one, the last slide. Let me check if there is. Yeah. Okay, finally. If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us. Right? Meaning that if we don't discipline, world will discipline you. Very simple, right? Like COVID-19. So it is a very simple example, right? The world will do it for us. Okay, so you will think or ponder about it. The last one, your life is your message to the world. Make sure it inspiring. This matter, we are talking about inspiring the world towards the Islamic finance talent. You will be the one. You are our future for Islamic finance. Right? Okay, so I end my session here. Dr. Muhammad? All right, so I'm open for any question, and I hope that my sharing is benefited for you guys. Although that I couldn't see you guys here, I can see Dr. Muhammad here and Haji Razli, but I am so happy to deliver my knowledge, my experience to you. Okay, hopefully this will inspire you to be a better talent, especially in Islamic finance talent. Thank you so much, Dr. Muhammad. Thank you so much, Haji Razli, for the opportunity. I believe that, yeah, although that I couldn't on my video, but I was like, okay, I hope you can see that I'm giving my lecture, my talk with smiling face, with full of a spirit. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rafeda, and thank you very much, Dr. Razli Ramli, for sharing your this experience and knowledge, and also for encouraging our participants to study Islamic banking and finance, either in higher education or maybe a special executive courses.
Yes.
So, yeah, I now open the floor for our guest. Or there any question or any comment or anything you would like to know about the courses or about collaboration between UITM and also any other institute?
Oh, I'm reading from the chat, and it is Muhammad Bangali. Muhammad, thank you so much.
Yes, Doctor.
I hope this inspire you, right? And Eka, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy you enjoy it.
Yeah, sure. That's really beneficial for the guest and for us as well. So, Doctor, if I may ask, like, about the collaboration between UITM University and Kuwait University in any projects or conference, in which context or in which areas, like, we can collaborate together, either in project or maybe in any conducting any international conference or activity in either in Kuala Lumpur or maybe in Kuwait?
Okay, I believe that you addressed those questions to me, right?
Yeah, you and Dr. Haji, no problem.
Okay, so we can have a possibility to do it online, so less costly. And we can also visit you there. Like maybe you're gonna provide us with one week, right, to conduct the session. So meaning that we cram everything, we schedule everything in 1 week to give lecture. Okay, we can also do that. All right.
Agree,
In a way,
agree. We go to Kuwait
okay.
and meet Dr. Muhammad.
Yes, we can meet you, Dr. Muhammad, because we prefer to have it, although that ODL would be a very convenient platform, right? But in a way that to deliver those knowledge or information, we prefer it to be face-to-face. Huh? Why? Because we can have like a live activity in class, we can have like so very interactive session. And at the same time, we wanted to embed on this student's mind, right? That yes, we can do it, right? We can do it. We can do it together. Yeah. So yeah, we open up. We open up for that. Yeah. Please contact us after this.
Do you offer a PhD in IBF in Islamic finance?
Yes, because in fact that although that our program is PhD, but with respect to the topic you're taking for your thesis, you're in a way that you can focus into Islamic finance, because I believe Haji Razli has a few students who is doing the Islamic finance, and some of our Malaysian students, when they enroll with our PhD, their thesis will be on Islamic finance. Right? So yes, we have that. That also very interesting, you know.
Someone would like to get admitted in the PhD, from like distance learning, example, from Kuwait or from Gulf countries, someone would like to have a PhD. Without or having a classes online virtually. There are like required class, like 2 or 3 courses. Normally in other university, they have like some compulsory courses to be taken before the thesis.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that I need to answer that.
Yes.
Okay, Haji, if you mind. All right. Okay, if you don't mind. All right. So we have a program with UBT Jeddah. Yeah? Okay, what we do is that we have the student to come over here like 1 month to complete the courses, the compulsory courses. We have 2, methodology, research methodology, and another one more general university elective. That is compulsory for a PhD student to come over to entitle them for the PhD, right? And after that, there will be supervised remotely. We can do that as well. Okay, but however, they have to come here. They have to come here like 1 month, okay, to take all this.
The courses, 1 month is enough to be, taught.
If you have a number, meaning that we can do a special group for that. For instance, Dr. Muhammad, you have a few lecturers in your university wanted to do PhD, so you come together and we do this program. So after that, when you go back to your university, you will continue doing your proposal.
Oh yes,
it's good idea. Yeah, it's a good program, and in fact that we have graduated those UBT program. I think we have like 3 or 4 is already graduated, and they are coming. They are coming. They are coming to be graduated, because at this moment we have the facilities to go like online Viva. We have an online Viva. So
yeah, maybe if we have a group of teachers, like maybe 5, 6 from Kuwait, so we may offer you on behalf of Nadil Iqtisad al-Islami.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, yeah,
we believe we can go through our collaborative approach, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, over to you.
What about the language requirement, Doctor? Is there any language requirement?
Language requirement.
Yes, yes.
Language
Example,
requirement.
yeah, example in other university in UIA, in other university, they have to pass EPT or EPT, English placement test, something like that.
Yeah, we have to have that. Exactly, we have to have that. In a way that what we require the students to have is that they have to pass on because formulation we have to have MUET, but in for international student we will require them for PhD for PhD and MBA we require them to have like the admission requirement and okay, so in those PhD, we have you to sit for the English class. English class, if you does not have those English requirement. Okay, the English requirement mean like course requirement, you have to have like the English call it as the I forgot about the qualification there and no, I have it here. I have it here somewhere, and let me share with you guys. Okay, what we have here. So the requirement is your English requirement. You have to have like ELTS band 6 or TOEFL 550 and above. So ELTS or ELTS 5.5 or 5 below 5.525. Wait, IELTS is band 5.5. And this is with the APAL A. Meaning that you will have like if you have band 5.5, you have to take our English course. Meaning that you have to achieve ELTS band 6 or TOEFL 550. I think this is not very difficult for you guys to take. Okay, let me share here in the chat room what will be the requirement. Okay, in the chat room. Okay.
Yes, doctor. Yeah.
Okay, so minimum English requirement for international candidate will be ELTS 6.0 and TOEFL 550. If it's below than that, right, below than 5.5, then you have to take additional English courses. But meaning that instead of you have to complete 2 courses for PhD, so you have to sit for another 1 more course. It's an English course. Okay, so the filter should come from the university itself, meaning that if you really wanted this program to be very what do you call it as the simple and easy to manage without having like English classes and whatnot. So we will encourage you to be selective on the participant.
Yes. Thank you, doctor. It's clear, I guess, about the language requirement.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't have IELTS or TOEFL, maybe he or she can attend the English course certificate. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Is there any question from the online guest?
Let's have a question then.
Any question from the audience, guest? So, inshallah, Nadil Iqtisad al-Islami, we will try to structure collaborative projects or activities between UITM, university, and with university.
Inshallah.
Maybe including any international conference or project, or maybe exchange program between exchange of teachers and students from Kuwait.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yes, we can do that.
Inshallah.
Yes.
So we would like to thank you very much on behalf of Nadil Iqtisad Islami. We thank our online guests from around the world who join here in Zoom and also who join in YouTube live broadcasting channel, and also who join in the classroom. So we have 3 categories of platforms to join this this program. So we thank you very much for your participation and attendance. And our special thanks to Dr. Haji Razli Ramli and Dr. Rafida Usman for sharing your excellent experience and knowledge. So we thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. And our thanks go to management of Nadil Iqtisad Islami, especially our Dr. Alal Ubaid, Director General of Nadil Iqtisad Islami. So concluding remarks, Dr. Haji Razli.
Okay, I do not have much to talk. To talk. Thank you very much again for inviting me, and I hope that the partnership between UTM is not UITM. This is UTM, and you, Dr. Muhammad, and also the universities will continue to prosper. I'm looking forward. Actually, we are looking forward, myself and Dr. Rafida, to to visit Kuwait one day, so we can have some partnership program or whatsoever, and we can meet face to face, and then we can do much more than that. Okay, thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dr. Rafida, if you have few words. Yes.
From my humble heart, thank you so much for having me here to share my experience, to share my knowledge, very little knowledge that I have. And hi there, see your son there. Hi. All right. So
he is my nephew. He is my nephew.
Your nephew. Oh, okay.
He is memorizing Al-Quran.
Al-Quran, Alhamdulillah. So the most important thing is that whenever you go, whatever you do, so let's think of what we're going to have, a future of our Islamic finance. Okay, so we have here Haji Razli to assist you. We have his knowledge on Islamic finance. So while he is around, so we take this benefit of having him, right, to share the knowledge. So my pleasure to be here, and inshallah, if given another opportunity, I'll be able. I'm so happy to share my knowledge and experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rafida, and thank you, Saleh, Brother Saleh, for your comment here in the box. So see you, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.